And welcome to Lori. Pleased
Yeah.
to have you
Yes,
on board.
very much welcome to Lori.
Hi, Tanya.
So happy that you're here, Lori.
Very happy.
I am going to call this regular meeting of the Public Art Commission to order this Wednesday, January 27th, via Zoom at 7:02 p.m. I would like to formally welcome Lori Coykey as the Acting Community Services Manager and thank her for all of her efforts on our behalf.
Yes,
Thank you.
And then I am going to turn this meeting over to her to do roll call.
All right. Commissioner Milley?
Here.
Commissioner Sharma?
Oh, she just got on.
She's got on. You're muted.
Oh, you're muted, Shawarma.
You're muted.
Commissioner Sharma, can you unmute? All right.
We'll come back. Commissioner Richardson? Commissioner Cagle?
Here.
Commissioner Klein?
Here.
Commissioner Pucci?
Here.
And Chair Lappin.
Present. Okay, very good. And now I'm going to ask everyone to join me in the salute to the flag. And ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, moving on to item D, approval of the order of agenda. I'm going to request that we change the order of agenda to move the member items portion of agenda item K, which is member items and referrals to staff, to immediately follow this portion of the agenda. May I have a motion to do that?
I motion.
I second it.
Commissioner Sharma has made that motion. Commissioner Cagle has seconded. All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. So I will then now ask for any member, any commissioner who has an announcement to please give it at this time. Commissioner Milley, I'm going to start with you.
Okay, thank you. It's a tough announcement to make, but I'm moving, and with the residency restrictions, I have to give up the commission. So that was one of the toughest parts. You know, there's a bunch of reasons for the move. And so I'm going to be relatively close. I'm going to be down in Oceanside. I'm still working at the Port of Los Angeles, Port of Oakland. I'm still doing a lot of board membership and stuff in LA. So I will be around, but I will not officially be living in the city of Redondo Beach at this time. And so it is probably the only sad part of having to make that decision. So I've loved working with you guys. It's a hard-fought win to get on this commission. Subcommittees, everything about this whole group is fantastic. So I'm hoping that one day in the future, maybe I'll be coming back and be given the opportunity to serve again. But trying to follow the letter of the rules and give the position to somebody deserving who's actually living in the city for now.
Sorry to hear that.
Yes.
But best wishes to you in that move.
Thank you very much for all your hard work on this commission. You made a very good contribution, and we appreciate all of your effort, and we will miss you.
Well, thank you so much, and let's stay in touch and stay friends on LinkedIn. And again, I'll be in the area, but I wish this group the very best.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any announcements to make at this time? Okay, very good. So I'm going to call for a motion to approve the order of agenda as modified and Commissioner Milley's announcement.
I'd like to make the motion.
And Commissioner
Second.
Pucci has made the motion. Who is second? I'm sorry.
Aye.
Millie?
Commissioner Sharma has seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pro. Okay,
Aye.
very good. Motion carries. So now we will move on to the blue folder items. Blue folder items are additional backup and material to administrative reports and or public comments received after the printing and distribution of the agenda. And I would like to call for a motion to receive and file the blue folder items.
I move to receive and file the blue folder items.
I second it.
Commissioner Pucci has made the motion to receive and file. Commissioner Cagle has seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, so then we will move on to the consent calendar. Consent calendar is business items except those formally noticed for public hearing or discussion are assigned to the consent calendar. The commission members may request that any consent calendar item be removed, discussed, and acted upon separately. Items removed from the consent calendar will be taken up under the excluded consent calendar section. Those items remaining in the consent calendar will be approved in one motion following oral communications. So at this time, does anyone wish to remove anything from the consent calendar?
No.
Very good. We have F1, the affidavit of posting. Then we have F2, the meeting minutes of September 23rd, 2020 and November 18th, 2020. Does any commissioner have any modification to either of those meeting minutes?
I do not.
Okay, F3 is the Public Art Fund report. I will turn that over to Ms. Coykey to give us the report, please.
Yes, Chair. The balance in the John Parsons Public Art Fund is currently at $462,356. It is $10,000 more than the last reporting of the fund, and that came from some work at the Bay Club, and then some general contractors' work contributed to that $10,000 increase. And that is a report on the recent activity.
Great.
Thank you very much. I would like to then now call for a motion to be received and approved all items in the consent calendar.
I'd like to make the motion.
I will approve it. Second it.
Commissioner Pucci has made the motion and Commissioner Sharma has seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. So, and next item is the excluded consent calendar, which there was nothing in that. So we will move on to item H. And this is the public participation of non-agenda items. This section is intended to provide members of the public with the opportunity to comment on any subject that does not appear on this agenda for action. This section is limited to 30 minutes. Each speaker will be afforded 3 minutes to address the commission. Each speaker will be permitted to speak only once. Written requests, if any, will be considered under this section. Ms. Coykey, do we have any public participation?
I did not receive any email participation. We also have I'll also inquire with Katira from the city clerk's office. Katira, is there anyone waiting for to make to participate in the meeting?
No, we currently have no attendees logged on, and we don't have any e-comments either.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Then we will move on to item I, items continued from previous agendas. Are there any under this section? No, so then we will move on to item J, items for discussion prior to action. The first item is J1, which is the Public Art Commission Subcommittee reports. This is where the blue folder items are going to come, I believe. So, Ms. Coykey, I'm going to turn this over to you to read the administrative report.
Yes, this is the public art.
Oh, sorry, this is the blue folder is J2, sorry.
Right.
Go ahead.
Oh, but for J1,
Yes.
this is the Public Art Commission Subcommittee reports where we receive.
Yes, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Where we receive verbal reports from the subcommittees for murals and marketing. And I'm not sure
So let's
if
start
there are reports
with,
for tonight.
maybe we can start with the murals committee. And also I would like to, but before we do that, I would like to poll the commissioners to see if anyone is interested in replacing Commissioner Milley on this committee. Would anyone care to join this committee in his stead? All right, Commissioner Milley, do you have a report?
I do not believe there's any updates. I'll check with Commissioner Pucci and Commissioner Klein if they had anything else to add. But for the mural program, I don't believe there's any updates.
There are no updates since last time we spoke.
All right, then moving on to the marketing report, Commissioner Klein.
Yeah, no update from that on that as well. The one update that I do have is that there was a document that that the committee had requested to be revised, and I did let you know, Commissioner Lappin, that I was not able to find the original artwork to make that revision, but we can start something from scratch, do something similar.
So I think that maybe if I think that we were just going to choose the artwork that you had put together was pictures of the original 5 boxes that were done on the utility boxes. Ms. Coykey can send that picture to you so you have it. And then really what needed to be redone was the text on that for the call for artists.
Yeah, if you guys let me know exactly what verbiage needs to be and the format in which you'd like it, I can make the revision. Or I can recreate it from scratch.
Well, how about if Ms. Coykey sends you the materials from our last meeting, and then if anybody has any suggestions as to verbiage, they could send it to Ms. Coykey, and then she can forward it on to Commissioner Klein to share.
I can't remember what the stipulation was, because I think you had shown both, right, Marcy? And then there was one that everyone wanted to move forward with, but just like one word needed some.
To be changed. That's
Well,
right.
there was a couple of things I believe that needed to be changed. If everybody pulls out their packet from the last meeting, all of that, the pictures, the verbiage, everything was contained in that. Maybe Ms. Coykey, can you pull that up on the screen? Is that possible?
Oh, do you want to see the presentation with the 102?
No. I want to see the picture of the marketing committee's artwork and text
Part of the subcommittee reports.
from the subcommittee report that was part of our agenda packet from our 11/18 meeting.
Oh, I would have to go into the agendas to do that. I don't have it with me.
So, let's do it this way. So if everybody could just check their own package, and then if they have anything, can we put this on the calendar on the agenda for our next meeting, please? And everybody can review from last meeting, and if they have any comments, they can send them to Ms. Coykey, and she can then share that with Commissioner Klein. And then we can have this as an agenda item for next meeting.
What do you want?
Chair,
I'm confused as to what's the full extent of what the request is. I mean, do we want to look at it as a group and make creative decisions and edit it? Shouldn't that be done with the group, or
You can vote to place this item on the next agenda, and so then.
And yes, we can do it as a group, but if everybody makes comments ahead of time, then we can have something concrete to discuss.
okay, well,
Chair, would it be helpful to see the art? I've got both versions that I could share if that would help.
yes, I think.
Okay, let me see if
And
I
then
can share the
we could
screen.
just say what the word that needed to be changed, and then Marcy can just make that adjustment.
Unfortunately, I can't make an adjustment because I can't find the master file.
No, make the adjustment as you had mentioned from scratch, and just putting in the proper verbiage.
So that was one of them, and let's see if I can make it go. And that's the other one. And I think
the other one was the one. Yeah, that one was what people wanted to move forward with.
I think the address needed to be looked at because it was rb.org or something. It's not Redondo Beach. And then I think there was a typo or something somewhere. The city.
On the beach.
Alex, if you send that to me, I might be able to.
And also, I personally do not believe that the text should be in all caps.
So to confirm, Chair Lappin, is this address to take people to the application we're working on?
Yes.
Meeting?
I'm sorry.
Is this address
It's supposed to lead people to the
to the
application.
application that we're working on?
Yes,
Okay.
it needs to lead people to the application.
And just so you know, we have started making changes
Oh, to the site for the
to
application.
the actual overview and application. It's outdated.
Oh, great. Yeah, because that was one of the reasons why we started a subcommittee.
Okay.
Were because
Well,
of those details.
what Ms. Coykey is talking about changing are just things that are obsolete right now. For example, there is an incorrect address of and contact name of where people should send things or address questions, things of that nature. But the
Okay.
main body of the application is is really staying mostly the same. It's just updating it to reflect current information.
Oh, sure. The application, yeah, I don't think needs to be adjusted much, but the actual website was a little,
Yes, and that's
There.
something, so the website is a completely different discussion. This is
Okay.
just the application, updating the application so that it reflects current information, and takes away things that are no longer correct in there. So that, because we don't want to send out a call for artists and then have them get to an application that has incorrect information on it.
absolutely. That's great that we're
So.
making those changes. So
So-
for this particular piece, is this going just on the website or is this going in the application? That's what I was confused about, this
So it's-
particular piece.
It's my understanding that this is the call for artists that we want to send out. If that's not correct, Commissioner Klein would have to speak to that because this is she's leading the marketing committee.
Okay.
And I believe the address, we were hoping that maybe would even go directly to the application. You know what I mean? This address here.
Okay.
I'll check on the.
Commissioner Klein, I just sent you the file.
Oh, thank you very much. I have that original picture. I can, with that, I'll be able to glue something together and just fix the copy.
So as far as the text, so Commissioner Klein can just do this and then have it available for the next meeting to move forward with. What is the adjustments aside from the website that needs to be made?
The city name was misspelled.
Oh, okay.
This was a quick draft, so no issues with that.
And I believe that Commissioner Klein, wasn't this also to be used on Facebook and Instagram, and also for emailing out calls for artists to various groups and publications, like the last time we sent a call for artists out?
Yes. Yes. But, well, what happened is, and yes, that's what it was supposed to be used for. But when we came back to last week or the last meeting, I believe Mr. LaRock told us that they were communicating with all the people and they already had created something like this. Didn't they say that?
Oh, I don't recall on that.
No, I don't think so.
I think
what Mr. LaRock was referring to was that they do have a list of contacts of various different groups and organizations that they send call for artists information to, and anything extra that we wanted, that we were to send him a list of contacts that we thought might be benefit from receiving this information. And then the next time that we send out a call for artist, instead of the text that they used last time, we're hoping they would use something like this, which is more colorful and attention getting. And it does have to be run through the city to make sure there's nothing else that needs to go on there that is a city requirement, since it's being sent from the city. And so that'll have to be vetted. But this is a start for trying to find something that is more appealing to an artist to want them to participate in the program. Was my understanding.
Yes, and Chair Lappin, I just am looking at the notes here. John LaRock mentioned that it says here, he asked that members of the commission provide email information to populate a master list of marketing information recipients. He discussed working through the Redondo Beach School District Administration to distribute information to schools and identifying targets at the university level.
That's true, but that is in addition to the already master list that the city has that they've previously sent the call for artists. The last time the call for artists was sent out by Ms. Maddox, and that list generated some response. So the city already has those contacts.
Okay.
What the commissioners were to have done was to provide anything that they think should be added to that.
I think one of the things that I wasn't clear about, I think using social media on our side for this would be really important. I think when Mrs. Maddox was in the position, she wasn't really using that approach. And so with this work that Commissioner Klein made, I think it would be great for social media. I guess we just need to know at this point who would be running the social media. And once it's approved, would we be able to send it out like on our own social medias?
So there's two parts to that question. That's as my understanding. One is that the city has their own social media sites, and the city would be posting this on their social media sites. And then I believe that we absolutely can send out the call for artists on our own social media site. But Ms. Coykey, could you please confirm that and let everybody know what the answer is, please?
Yes.
Because we've all done that in the past, shared the call for artists. It's a public document. It's been printed in newspapers. It's gone out on public social media. I don't see any reason why we could not, send that, it'd be like sending it out to everybody that we know.
Yeah, I think we just had to have something approved, correct?
Right, what has to be approved and vetted is the artwork, and the city has to approve it. And I don't know if there's other information on a document like this that the city is going to require, and that has to come from Ms. Coykey's office.
Okay.
Okay, so can I understand this correctly? So we need to, even if this is the document that we're going to use, it still needs to be vetted by the city. So instead of us deciding what goes in here, and instead of me making any revisions, does it make sense for us to put it right now with the city, for them to tell us what information we want, and then I can incorporate that?
Well, I think it definitely needs just those adjustments. So then that's not what they're seeing. Like Redondo needs to be spelled correctly. The website needs to be spelled correctly or put in as we want it to be. Like at least have those checkpoints cleared so that when they do see it, then they'll either approve, or if they have anything more, then you can adjust. But at least present it to them with those adjustments made. Don't you think?
That would be good.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, and let's please keep in mind that I'm not a hired artist to do, this is something that we did as a subcommittee as just an example, and it's a little bit becoming that way, and so let's be very careful that I'm not, this is what I do for a living. I get paid to make art, and then I revise per my client, so it's becoming a little bit like that, and let's not go that far. This is just a sample to give an idea to Mrs. Maddox of what we wanted to do, and then we wanted her to do it. So it's kind of changed courses a little here. I just want to be careful.
Oh yeah, and I don't want you to feel like, I mean, I can try to revise this. If you already have the picture, like I can revise the text. I mean, it's just simply that Redondo is misspelled and the website link is adjusted. So it has nothing to do with your color or your fonts or your presentation. It's simply right now just the text.
Right. It was just really purely made as an example to show something that we wanted the city to produce for us. If you guys recall, that's what the idea. And then
I think we were just like, well, we just got to do it.
Are you uncomfortable with the design? Commissioner Klein, are you uncomfortable with the design? Is that, or?
No, I'm not uncomfortable with it at all. I think it's cute. It's cute. It's like something we put together. I like it. It's fun. It's colorful. But I never meant that for it to go through scrutiny. It was never like something that I was doing to do my best. It was something that we slapped together during our subcommittee meeting to show them example in the next meeting. Like, hey, let's do something like this for social media, because Mrs. Maddox did not understand what we were trying to say verbally. So me as a video producer, we together, we all put this together saying if they see something, then they'll understand what we want to do. If I would have known this was going to be taken up and dissected and have me revised it, I don't know that I would have made it. This is just an example. You know,
Well, that's why I'm asking you, if you're uncomfortable, would you like to redo it? Or are you happy to have this as your final product? Since it's your product, I want you to be comfortable with it.
yeah, no, I would rather revise it, but I'd rather revise it, but I'd like to know what, and everyone's going to have an opinion. You like all, you don't like all capitals. That's a creative, that's just.
And that's just my opinion. You don't,
Right.
It doesn't mean you have to take it or not.
Right,
It's just
but-
my opinion.
What I'm saying, are we going to have everyone's opinion, and whose opinion am I going to listen to, and how many times are we going to change this? So if this is going to be a real thing that we're going to do, and it's going to be a thing it's going a little far. Like, I need to like slow down everybody's opinion on here, because this was either everyone give their opinion and I take it and make the revisions, but I don't think it's appropriate for me to keep revising per everybody's specs to make this a glorious document.
Well, and you can take everybody's opinion, and then you can come back with what your final vision is and use what you think is appropriate and what you don't think is appropriate. And then people can just say, yes, this is great. And the city will weigh in on what needs to go on there that meets their criteria. And then we'll have something to move forward with. We're almost at the finish line as far as I can tell. But since you're driving, you have to be comfortable with it.
I'm comfortable.
Okay.
I'm just I'm not comfortable with many people being my client when we're not my client. This was not meant for me to be in the position of artist and then you guys be my client. That's not what the intention was. I'm willing to go one more round, but that's,
All right, so let me finalize where I think that we are. So Commissioner Pucci is going to revise the text. You and she will work together. You will then submit this to Ms. Coykey. She will vet it through the city, and we will address the final product at our next meeting.
great.
Does that sound reasonable to everyone?
Yeah, to me, honestly, I think honestly it looks great. I know I was there with you, like I'm the one that made the other version, but I think this one that you did looks really clear. I actually don't mind the all caps because we want it to be read, for however far distance people are looking at it. So it just gets clear and to the point. I honestly think it's perfect the way it is. Only thing needing to be adjusted is just the actual spelling. So if that's something that bothers you, like I can take that on, I could do that. Like I can, take that side picture and then put it on to your original picture and do the text and all of that for you if it's too much. Like I understand, like this is your profession, so it's almost like you're doing this already for free to contribute. But I don't want you to feel like you have to go back and forth. So if you just supply me with the PDFs or the images, I can reconstruct this.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's just the typo and then the web address is not right.
I think that's the only things that need to be adjusted and then presented.
Okay,
and I
very
don't
good.
see them adding anything or needing anything. And if so, I'll do those adjustments so you don't feel like you're having to go back and forth and around and around.
All right, so this is where I
Keep
think
going.
that we are. I think we
Right.
need to have a motion to receive and file Commissioner Klein's report, that on our next meeting agenda, we will have a final edited copy. That copy will be created by Commissioner Pucci and Commissioner Klein, revising the text as we have discussed. And it will be sent to Ms. Coykey, who will then vet it through the city. And so we have something to look at our next meeting.
I motion to receive and file.
I second.
Commissioner Millie has made the motion to receive and file. I'm sorry, I couldn't tell who seconded.
Commissioner Pucci.
Commissioner Pucci seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Then was there anything else under the marketing report that you wanted to discuss, Ms. Commissioner Klein?
No, nothing new from last.
Commissioner Pucci, no? Okay. So now we're going to move on to item J2, which is the utility box public art program submissions.
Yes.
I am going to turn this over to Ms. Coykey to start the process.
Yes, just a brief overview, which I'm sure you already are very aware of where you are in this process, but you started selecting boxes at your September meeting. And currently there are about 102 art submissions. At the last meeting in November, you did select one location, that's Esplanade and Avenue I, with 2 pieces of art from Samuel Dixon. And then at the last meeting, you made a motion that all of the commissioners pick a primary and secondary choice for each location for today's meeting. So in the hopes of making the selection process a little easier, we put together thumbnail sketches for each location, and thank you all for submitting information. I do want to introduce a coworker, Elizabeth Haas. She's working the slides for us today, so thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
And so just to start, just as a reminder, this is the Esplanade and Avenue I in District 1. This is your 2-piece box location. Again, Samuel Dixon 2 and Samuel Dixon 1 were selected. Also, just one housekeeping item is that we did also put together a summary sheet. So sometime during the meeting, once you have made your final selection for location, that will be cut and paste into this summary. Because at a certain point in time, whether you are able to select 5 boxes, 10 boxes tonight, it would be good for you to see at a glance all of your different selections.
Excellent. Thank you.
Lappin, anything else before we start on the next location?
So I think would be a good thing to do is to have you quickly run through all the districts so we can just briefly take a quick peek at all the thumbnail sketches that you put together. With an eye, because there's some artworks have been chosen for multiple boxes, and you want to make sure that if we start with District 1, that if you assign something at District 1 and then all of a sudden you see that it's up again in District 4, and maybe it would be better there, that you sort of have an idea in the back of your mind of what you're thinking as we move forward. I will make a note that the artist Marissa Bell Bazin, who has artwork on every single box, and so again, if that's something that you're interested in for a specific location, we want to make sure that you're looking at it globally rather than assigning something here in one district and then suddenly realizing that maybe you might like it someplace else.
Oh, sure.
So if we do a quick run through and then we'll go back and we'll start with District 1 and move through each district and each box, and we'll look at what's been selected, and then I'll take a poll and a vote.
All right. Just let us know how long the period of time you want to take a look at each location. So let's, Elizabeth, we could move to the next one. Prospect and Camino Real, there are 2 boxes, one large, one small. And just let us know when you want.
Is there any way that you can make these bigger?
I would have to exit the presentation mode and then expand each one individually. Is that okay?
No. Well, it's just that it would be easier if we could see, if it was bigger to see, but that's okay. So unless anybody else wants to look at them individually, let's just run through and just spend just a few seconds on each one, just to look at everything. All right, we can move on now, unless any commissioner wants a longer look. Okay, let's go to the next slide, please. And the next slide, please. And the next slide, please. And the next one. And the next one. And the next one. And the next one. And the next.
That was the last one.
Okay, very good. Okay, with that, if we can please go back and start with District 1, the box at Prospect and Camino Real. There are two boxes here, side by side. And so there's an opportunity. We need to select the large box and then the smaller complementary box. These are the boxes that are over by the Alta Vista Park. Does any commissioner wish to speak to as to why they made their choice? Is there anything that they would like to ask or look at moving forward? I see that there's a couple of things that are duplicated. Commissioners, does anybody have any comments?
I do. So I chose Donnie Wellman's artwork for this. And reason being, you have the elementary school right there. So with kids walking to school and other things, something like dream and create would be a good choice. So that is why I chose those.
So I also chose those for the same reason. Commissioner Pucci?
I did not choose those, but I like the reasoning and I would agree.
Yeah, actually, Commissioner Lappin, you chose the Discover one and I chose the Create one. So they're similar. So I'm okay with.
I'm happy with both of them. I believe we both chose the
one
dream,
dream.
For our for the large box.
Yes.
I am not married to my choice, particularly for the smaller box. And there's other choices up there. Does any other commissioner have a thought or why they chose their work or what they would like to see moving forward?
Well, Diane here, I chose because it's by Wilderness Park. I chose Teresa Moley's with the deer to see nature and things. That was my reasoning because kids don't get to see deer very much. I thought they would think that was exciting. And then to complement it with Bazine's number 4 butterflies or 3 and stuff. So that was my reasoning for what I picked.
Actually, Teresa Mully's, I had kind of selected it for the Wilderness Park utility boxes. There are two of them. So I thought that the whole theme would go very well. So I am saving that one for the Wilderness Park,
For that
especially.
location.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
And
a good idea. The one that's closer to the Wilderness Park would do well with that art.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be fabulous at the Wilderness Park.
Mhm.
Okay, I understand your reasoning. Yeah.
Well, I like that choice because that's what you said about nature and being close to the Wilderness Park. I liked what you had to say.
Mhm.
All right, so I think that I would like to take a poll and a vote. I'm going to start with Commissioner Pucci.
For the large, I would like to do the Dream, the Donnie Wellman, and then Create for the small, the Donnie Wellman #2.
Okay, very good. And Commissioner Klein?
It's funny, I did not pick either one of those, but I liked your reasoning behind it. So I want to go with the same thing. It's hard for me to see.
So would you like to see a larger version of those two?
I like the Explorer. I like the Explorer because it's near the park too. I like the sailboat and the Explorer.
So that's called Dream for the large box. And then the two choices that are the companion pieces from that same artist are Discover and Create. Could we see a larger picture of Discover and Create, please?
So that's not coming out too well right now. I don't know if you see it, it's pretty blurry. So what I'm going to do is stop sharing the screen and I'll pull up a better version for you in a minute, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Elizabeth, it's basically in alphabetical order by last name.
Does everyone see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's to Create.
So laughter is good medicine. Okay, cute.
And that's Discover.
Okay, so Commissioner Pucci has chosen Create. Commissioner Klein, do you have a preference?
I kind of like Discover because it's right by Wilderness Park. So I like the first one was the same, but the second
first one was the same on both.
with the Dream, and then that's my second one that I liked.
It's fun.
Was Discover.
Okay. And then Commissioner Sharma.
My first one was Dream. My second one was Create because I was looking at kids and the kite soaring high was like, young children soaring high kind of a thing. And also says that laughter is good medicine. So it was all coming together for me.
Commissioner Millie.
Well, I think if I recall correctly, Commissioner Pucci's recommendation was Wellman 1 and Wellman 2, one for each box, and I really liked the way that sounds. So I would concur with that one.
So you're choosing Create.
Mm-hmm.
And Commissioner Cagle, you don't have to pick this if you don't want to, but either one of those.
No, I'm good with #1 and #2 and saving my boxes for Wilderness Park.
It's good. I will vote yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right, so I'm happy to go with I had chosen number 1 and number 3, but I'm happy to go with number 1 and number 2, and so I think we have consensus. Have I missed anybody? Okay, very good. So right now we have chosen for the box at 2 boxes at Prospect and Camino Real. We have chosen Doneen Wellman, box number 1 for the large box Dream, and box number 3 for the smaller box Create. Okay. Then we are going to move now. So we've completed District 1. Now we're going to move to District 2. And we have the box at Coral Way and Fisherman's Wharf. The pieces that were chosen are the primary selections are on the left side, and the secondary selections are on the right. Again, I'm going to ask if any commissioners would like to talk about their reasoning as to why they chose what they did and what they would like to see there.
I can go.
I'm sorry, who was that? Okay,
Klein.
Commissioner Klein, sorry.
That's by Fisherman's Wharf. I'm pretty sure that I chose the very first one, Shana Radshaw, and it's so hard for me to see, but because of the underwater fish scene, and it was a Fisherman's Wharf, so I thought that was appropriate.
And I chose that one as well.
Okay.
Any other commissioner, would anybody like to talk about why they made their choice and why they think it would look good at the pier there?
I don't see yours then. It's Commissioner Klein. I mean, from the ones on the blue folder report, I only see one of Shana Radshaw.
That's okay. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, so
Okay.
I chose that, and Commissioner Klein chose that. So
Perfect.
it just didn't make it on the thing.
I guess it didn't. Yes, I was like slightly confused. I had chosen Rosa Cruises, again with the same water theme. And my second choice was Lola's. And I thought like a slight pink in that would stand out in the green and how the underpass goes for the parking lot in it. So I thought the pink would stand out. So those were my 2 choices.
Commissioner Cagle?
Yes, I picked Sid Lee as my first choice and Sharma as my second choice, even though I don't mind if I like both of them for my first choice. I just like how it's by Fisherman's Wharf, and I just like the traditional palm tree and pier.
And as
That's
I said,
what I
I
decided.
picked the same one as Commissioner Klein, and my second choice was the one by the artist Morales, which was the kites, because of the kite festival. It's the only reason I chose that as a possibility. I would like to, I guess I'm going to poll the commissioners to see. Commissioner Pucci, did you choose something here?
No, mine didn't make it in. But when we vote, I do know which ones I would like.
All right. Well, I'm going to poll the commissioners now to ask them. Commissioner Pucci, what is your choice at the moment?
At the moment, I like the first one, the Shane Radishaw.
Okay.
And then I like the Barzan number 2, the butterflies.
All right. Commissioner Klein?
I like the one that I picked, the Shana Radshaw.
Okay. Commissioner Milley?
Yeah, first off to the staff, this is a great way of looking at it. So thank you for putting it together this way.
Yeah.
In situ and the way it was described, I really like the first recommendation as well. I can't really read it, but Shane Radishaw and Swanson. So I concur with that one.
Okay, Commissioner Cagle?
Well, I really prefer mine, but I'm going to be a team player, and I'm going to pick Jane as my first one, and Sharma as my second choice.
All right, well, I picked the first one, so that would be my choice too, and that makes it unanimous. So I think
Great.
then we have consensus that the choice for the box at Coral Way and Fisherman's Wharf is for Shauna Radishaw and Jed Swanson, the untitled piece that is shown in the first thumbnail.
Awesome.
Okay, very good. Then moving on now to Harbor Drive and Barrel.
Like
I'm going to just make a note that the handle on this box, which is facing towards Barrel, so that you can kind of orient what you're seeing here. That's looking out towards Barrel, and the choices of the primary choices that people chose are on the left. And again, the secondary are on the right if we can't come to a consensus on the primary. Again, I'm open to open it up to the commissioners to suggest why they chose what they did. Obviously, the third thumbnail on the left is out because we have chosen that for a different location already. So, Commissioner Klein?
Sure. I'll tell you why I chose mine. I chose Erica Snow Robinson, her pier painting. This is just a really quick sketch that she drew. It's actually a very beautiful. I've seen the original. It's absolutely beautiful. Erica Snow Robinson lives in District 2, so it's in her neighborhood. I thought it's also close to the water, and it shows the pier. So I just really loved that piece, and we had kind of selected Erica for, I wanted to get her piece on this round if possible. And I thought that was the best place for her to be as close to the water as possible. And yeah, to get her in, because I remember we chose her and she was going to be in the next round of 5, and now we were in the round of 10. So I just wanted to try to make sure that we got her somewhere in this round that was appropriate for her.
Okay, and Commissioner Pucci?
I agree. I like the Erica Snow Robinson as well for that piece. I think it has a cool look, and I think that's an honor to the artist to be able to have a piece in her neighborhood that she can feel proud of for her contribution to her the city she lives in. That would be my reason.
Commissioner Millie?
With the pictures lined up like this, I'm a really big fan of this Juan Melendez imagery. So I think I'd go with that.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I couldn't quite hear you.
Yeah, sorry, Juan Melendez. So the first one, Juan Melendez 2, top left.
Okay. Commissioner Cagle?
Well, what I picked and what I'm choosing, it's two different things. So I do like Erica Snow Robinson's one.
Okay, very good. And I happen to have personally chosen the Juan Melendez one. And the reason I chose that is because it's right across from the hotel, this box. And it's on the bike path, and it was representative of a lot of the things that were available in that area. But that also applies to the Erica Snow Robinson piece, as it's coming out of the King Harbor and moving towards the pier. So I would be happy to do either one of those. But it looks like then we have, even if I chose my own choice, we have 3 for the Erica Snow Robinson piece and 2 for the other, which means that we have chosen the Erica Snow Robinson piece to go on that utility box.
Susan, you didn't take my consent.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I got you. It's hard for me to see everybody, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I had actually chosen Shauna Rodshow here because of it being so close to the ocean and the Barrel and Harbor Drive. So, and I think Sea Lab is also close by, so it would go with the scene there. So that's where I'd chosen Shauna. But my second choice of Hudson with the beach slippers also goes well in this area. So I would like to do Hudson as my first choice, but then I like even your Juan Melendez one. That might also go. So those are my 2 choices.
So Hudson, and I'm sorry, what was your second choice?
Juan Melendez, the one, your first choice.
I would actually, after your reasoning, Commissioner Lappin, if I could, I would change to the Juan Melendez as well.
Okay, so right now then, it appears that we are between the Juan Melendez and the Erica Snow Robinson piece. I'm going to poll one more time just to see where we are. So Commissioner Klein is Erica Snow Robinson.
You know what? I want to throw something out there. Is Barrel District 2? Is that the cutoff?
Is it District 2? Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to stick with Erica Snow Robinson because I wanted her to. Yeah.
So, and then Commissioner Pucci is Melendez.
Melendez.
And Commissioner Millie.
Melendez.
And Commissioner Cagle.
Erica, please.
And Commissioner Sharma.
Melendez is fine.
Okay, I am going to stick with my Melendez choice then, and I believe then we have a majority for Melendez. Ms. Coykey, am I correct in that?
I believe so.
So it's 4 for Melendez and 2 for Erica Snow Robinson. Is that correct?
That's what I have.
Okay, so then Melendez is the choice for that box. Okay, moving on to the next one in District 3 in 190th and Blossom. This is the 2, there are 2 boxes here. They are located out right in front of the Perry Allison Playfield where Barrel dead ends into that off at 190th. These boxes have good visibility in all directions. And so then I'm going to now open it up to Commissioner Pucci to start us off.
Okay, let me just see if I can make it a little bit more visual. I would like the Donnie Wellman number 4 for the large, and the Donnie Wellman number 5 for the small.
Commissioner Klein,
I'm the same.
Commissioner Millie,
You know, a lot of these things look really good, but I'd really like to see the Marisabel 1 and 2, the two different butterflies, be chosen somewhere tonight. And I think 2 different boxes is a good place for it. So I'd like to choose that.
Commissioner Sharma,
I had chosen Mariana DeSales, 13A and 13B for my first choice, and Dodge William, 40B and 40C for my second choice.
Commissioner Cagle,
I picked Samuel Dixon 6 and Samuel Dixon 5. This may sound corny, but because it says blossom, I thought blossom, flowers, and I love flowers. So, and I like those, so that's why I picked it.
and I chose the butterflies, the number 2 and number 4. So, so we have quite a variant here. So let's see, how shall we approach this? We have right now we have 2 votes for the Wellman, number 4 and number 5, I believe it is. We have 2 votes for butterflies, but they're slightly different versions. And we have 1 each for the choice for Commissioner Sharma and Commissioner Cagle. Does anybody want to lobby for their choice as to maybe flesh out a little bit why they think that it will look good where it is and why they think that their choice is the one that should go on the box? Does anybody want? I'm sorry.
That area.
The reason I chose mine, which was Wellman 4 and Wellman 5, is I just feel like that corner is. I drive that street a lot, and it just feels like it's like a little bit. It could use some color and pizzazz,
Pop of color. Yeah.
And I just love the artistic.
Yeah.
Like the deep art. Is it Donnie or Dion?
Deneen.
Who was it?
Deneen.
Deneen.
Yeah. Wellman is an amazing artist, and I think the work is beautiful.
I agree.
And that's why I chose it. And I got to tell you, I love both the I love all the butterflies, and I love Mariana's as well.
I do too. I'm torn, but I do like the color, like you're saying.
Yeah, I chose those in other places, the same ones in other. So I love all those. I just happened to pick this for this because there's only so many places that have just two boxes. So I thought having a pair.
Can we see larger pictures of those 2, please?
Actually, I had the same reasoning. That's why I chose Marianne DeSales, because hers was those features of women which would look nice and beautiful and attractive on this big strip of land, on this big strip of road, which is pretty visible. And it's green behind, so something like these colors would pop out. So that was basically the same reasoning.
Sharma, I like both of those. So I like it. Yeah, I'll be happy if either one gets chosen.
Right.
But I like the butterflies too.
Do you want to look at 4 and 5 for Deneen Wellman?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
it's just so
And then,
beautiful.
and then we'll
Elizabeth,
look.
do you mind?
Not at all. Give me 1 second.
Now.
Yeah, and the other pair. What's the other name?
Does everyone see that?
Yes.
Yes.
So gorgeous, so dreamy. It's like Moulin Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so cool. I love it.
Do you want to see the DeSalis ones now?
Yes, please. And can we also see Samuel Dixon's, Commissioner Cagle's choices, please? So it's number 6
And number
number-
5.
and number 5. And can we also go back and look at the butterflies, please? Marissa Bell Bazan, or Bazan, or how, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. I'm not familiar. So that's number 1 and number 2. And can we also see number 4? Okay, so.
Can I do a comment? Just going a little ahead, I had chosen Mary Isabel Bazan for the next one in the same district because the nursery is right behind there. So that was my thought process on choosing the butterflies there.
In the one at 190th.
190th and Anita or Harkness, yeah.
So I'm going to suggest that that would not be a good box for the butterflies, only because that box has some. I think it would be good to put her where we have 2 boxes together. So we can use 2 pieces of her work that complement each other so beautifully. That's just my opinion. So, and there's several boxes that would lend themselves to that. And I think the one at 190th and Harkness is you can see it when you're driving west, but when you're driving east, it's kind of obscured by bushes. So I think you need something with a lot more color there. That's just, again, my personal opinion. But moving back now to where we are right now, the 2 boxes at 190th and Blossom, we have. Has anybody in looking at these pictures changed their mind at all?
Well, I've changed my mind.
Okay.
Diane Cagle here. I like the Donay Wallman. I'm kind of for that. I didn't know if that was appropriate, but since people put it out there and you talked about the butterflies isn't the best place for it, and nobody wants my Blossom flowers, I'll just pick Donay Wallman.
And I would also go with that choice also. So I think that is
190th.
that is gotten the most votes so far. So
Yeah. But we just chose her for District 1. Shouldn't we choose a different artist also for this time? just to, I don't know, just a thought.
I'm sorry.
I said we just chose two of hers for District 1 for the Prospect and Camino Real. And maybe we can choose a different artist so that, we have more artists.
That's true. That is also very true.
I did not even notice it was the same artist because the style is so incredibly different.
Yeah, I know.
That's the difference. The style is very, very different.
Exactly.
And then we have Samuel Dixon for District 1.
Yeah, we have already chosen Samuel Dixon too.
And did we already choose Barzan?
No.
We have not chose
No.
Barzan, however you say it.
I think that we should. I mean, her work is beautiful.
I do like the complement of the butterflies together, but
I don't care where we do it, but I just think that's because we have such good choices for that it would be nice to put two together, because to put the same artist at the same location side by side, they really complement each other.
Yeah, of course.
I agree.
So, I mean, and there's other places where there's two boxes. There's two boxes, at Hawthorne and Artesia. And there's two boxes at, Vale and
Manhattan Beach Boulevard.
Manhattan Beach. So we do have a couple of other choices where we could put the butterflies.
No, let's do it at here. Let's do it at the Blossom one because of the
little park right there.
Yeah.
The little parquet.
Yeah. Let's do that here then.
I just don't want that Wellman one to go away. I hope that one gets put somewhere.
Well, wait, maybe we'll pull that and look at it for someplace else that has two boxes.
Yeah, I'm sure we can have more. We can select some more utility boxes, and then we can use these artists again.
But I mean, I'm happy to use it here too.
Okay, so we have just another vote. I don't know. I still like Wellman.
Why don't we, all right, I'm going to make a suggestion. Why don't we table this box and go on to the rest of the boxes and then come back to this box?
Okay.
And see if we want to maybe use something, maybe some of these other pieces are going to go somewhere else, and that will help us make a decision.
I'm good with that.
I'm good with that.
All right, so then let's now move on to
190th and
190th and Harkness. And again, I don't know if this is something that can be, done about the bushes, but when I was driving by this utility box, when I was driving east, it was very hard to see that box.
Yeah, it's kind of off the
it's
side
not
there.
It's not right on the corner. It's just set back a little bit, and there's that fence there, and there's bushes. So it was just hard to see. So
yeah.
Commissioner Pucci, did you want to?
I think since it is so hard to see, it deserves something bright because it is off. It is definitely off the path unless you're on Harkness, which I don't think a lot of people travel close to this district. I would be up for putting the kites there or the hearts there. So sorry, I can't read the name. Lauren Morales or Richard Tucci, I believe.
Yes, it's Richard Tucci, number 3, and Lauren Morales as the kites.
So I guess number 1 would be Lauren Morales for me. That would be my first choice.
Commissioner Klein.
I chose Richard Tucci, number 3 for the, I drive on that's the way I go to the grocery store.
Oh
And
yeah, to get to Vaughn's.
It's boring right there. And I
Right.
thought Richard Tucci would just pop off.
That would be
Yeah.
cute.
Colors.
Okay.
Yeah, it would look really nice there.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like Lauren Morales if I had to vote my second choice, but my first choice is definitely Tucci.
Okay. I like that.
And then Commissioner Millie.
I hadn't originally chosen this one, but the way it's laid out here, I do like the Preston Smith one, assuming I'm reading that correctly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Commissioner, that was my choice, and I did it for the same reason because I thought we needed a pop of color there. So, Commissioner Sharma.
Oh, I had actually chosen the butterflies here. But if you're saving that, then my second choice was The Kites by Morales and Richard Tucci's Hearts. Again, we know with the same thing as it is flying. So I had chosen 2. So one for the little small and one for the bigger one. So, but if you want to have one wrap, either of those 2 are fine. So whichever,
Commissioner.
between the Kites and between Tucci, whichever gets selected, I'm fine.
Okay, Commissioner Cagle.
Okay, I'm out there as usual, but that's okay. I picked Sid Lee and Hudson for my choices. I kind of want Hudson. I picked him as a second one, but maybe I want him as first one because I was looking for something fun to give people like a reason to smile. They see that, and I felt like it would make them smile.
Oh, now I want to change my vote.
That was my reasoning for
I think
that.
that would be so fun. Like you're saying, Marcy, for people like that take that street. Primarily, I would think it's just residents going to the grocery store and to see like just a big old smile. I think that would be like really cute. Really happy.
I'm really into happy faces, so this was like, oh yeah. So
Well, the funny thing, the reason sorry, were you not done? I'm sorry. Keep going.
no, whatever anybody picks is fine, but I like this one the best. The smiley face.
The reason I don't like the smiley face is because it reminds me of SpongeBob SquarePants. And if you've ever seen the movie, it's painful.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't like SpongeBob, but I don't get SpongeBob. I get more happy emoji.
Oh, no, I didn't think of SpongeBob at all. He went to my university and stuff. I didn't get that at all, but everybody has
SpongeBob
their
went to your university?
It's funny.
He went to the university that I went to. He graduated from, not SpongeBob, the creator.
I was like, all right.
I was adding a little bit of fun. You caught me on that. Woohoo!
That's funny.
You guys, because I have to drive by there all the time to go to the grocery store, I'm just going to really voice my opinion. I really I'll go with Kites or Tucci is my vote, but I'm hoping you guys don't go with SpongeBob.
Not cool guy emoji. I see cool guy emoji.
I'm hoping not, but I know it's very democratic, so whatever happens.
I think all of the choices that you mentioned, the Tucci and the Kites and the Hudson one, are all good choices for that location. So, let's take those 3 as the top 3 and start over. And I'm going to poll to see where we are with those 3. My choice was the Preston Smith, but I like these other ones better. I think they're good choices. So, Commissioner Pucci.
I'll do the Kites, Morales.
Okay, and Commissioner Klein is Richard Tucci. Commissioner Millie.
Yeah, of those ones, I would choose the Kites.
And Commissioner Sharma.
Kites.
Commissioner Cagle.
Sorry, you have to stick with Hudson.
I will, I'll go with the Kites as well. So, I think that the Kites is what we have chosen for this box at 190th and Harkness.
I'm happy, even though it's my second choice. I'm happy, guys. Thank you.
Yay. I know. I was like, I don't want to ruin Marcy's day every day.
Yeah. Sorry, Marcy.
No.
The kites will be okay. They'll be okay. I can accept
I love
it.
the kites too. I really was having a hard time between the kites and the hearts.
Yeah.
So I love the kites too. So I'm happy about that. Thank you guys for making me happy.
Yay!
All about me.
Sans SpongeBob.
I know it's not all about me.
Okay, moving now to District 4. We have at Ford and Aviation. I'm going to start with Commissioner Pucci.
And we're just picking, it's not two side by sides, correct?
No, this is one box. It's a good sized box. There's good visibility there. And it's in front of a storefront. It's across. Yeah, it's in front. I believe it's in front of a storefront.
Oh, I know where that is. Okay, yeah. Yes.
It's a business, not a storefront. It's a business up there.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah.
I would go for the boson number 2, the butterflies.
And Commissioner Klein.
I chose Danny Tang, the flowers. But I also like, just FYI, I do like the one below it, Michael Carini. And I also do like Carrie Stitt.
Okay.
Yeah, Carrie Stitt is pretty too.
I'm being difficult because I like 3 of them.
And Commissioner Millie.
I'm having trouble winding down. I'd like the Marzabel butterflies on another box that has two boxes.
That's true.
So I'm having a hard time narrowing down for any of the others. I like them all, but none of them really stand out to me. Can I pass?
Sure. Commissioner Sharma.
My first choice was Michael Carini. It is a very colorful artwork of his, and it stands out with the dark blue behind on this for this utility box. So that's why I chose that one. My second choice was the Jenny Bate one, again in which the blue and the yellow kind of go very well with the background behind. So those were my first 2 choices.
Commissioner Cagle.
Well, my 2 choices was the first one was Jenny Bate, number 4, and the second one was Carrie, number 1. But I'm going to flip on you, and I'm going to put Tang as my number 1 choice.
I chose the Hayden one with the fish. It was colorful, cute. I liked it. I liked the way it looked in that location, but I'm not married to that either. I would go. Could we see Tang and Carini, please?
Yeah, that's a good one to pull up.
They pulled up Olivia.
I'm swimming.
Oh, Diane. There we go.
So it's the other Tang. It's the one before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh,
Yeah, I like that.
that is cute.
Very playful.
It's very nice.
It's by a kid in Palos Verdes that's like in
Really?
elementary school.
No way. I was like, it's like Venice Beach art.
It's really cute. I like it.
Awesome.
See, that will also go well with the dark blue background of the wall.
I like that one.
And then Carini, can we
Carini.
see that?
Michael Carini. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful too. My gosh.
I know. what does it say inside the book?
Yeah.
So I was born into a world that had no place for me. So I created my own. And then top right, I will never apologize for being me, but I will apologize for the times that I am not.
Okay, so would anybody like to see any of the other artworks, or are we good with deciding between these two?
I'm good with deciding between these two.
All
I
right, so
agree, me too.
I'm going to poll the commissioners again. So between Tang and Carini, Commissioner Commissioner Pucci.
Pucci?
Thank you.
I'm going to go with Carini.
And Commissioner Klein
I'm going to go with Tang.
and Commissioner Millie.
I would go with Tang.
Commissioner Sharma,
Carini.
Commissioner Cagle,
Hang.
and I also like Tang. So Tang it is.
That one is cute. I mean, that kid's going to be so excited.
I know.
It's fun.
It's so wonderful.
How old is Tang? Does anybody know?
He's like an elementary schooler.
No
or
way.
something. No,
Really?
yeah, you got to look at his resume. It's really awesome.
That's adorable.
I know. I'm so excited about it. Thank you, guys.
You got to get a story in the local newspaper.
Oh, for sure. Especially when
Absolutely.
they wrap it. You got to get a whole photo op with him.
Yes.
I had actually chosen my second choice for the Hawthorne Artesia was his. This one, flowers.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
Because of the mall being behind. So I said, okay, flowers might look good there.
All right, so now we are at Hawthorne on Artesia. And Hawthorne on Artesia is 2 boxes. And they're side by side. And they're at sort of the entrance to the city going down Hawthorne Boulevard. You can see them traveling south on Hawthorne. There's no pedestrian there. It's just auto. So Commissioner Pucci, with that, we need to, just as an aside, we need to choose 2 boxes. There are 2 boxes here.
Okay.
Just a second, Commissioner Lappin, if I correctly remember, John LaRock had mentioned that second box is a possibility. They were not sure that there are 2 boxes still for us.
Well, this is the picture that I have.
Yes, I know that's the picture, and I remember him clearly saying it's a possibility, but he wasn't sure.
Well, I don't remember that. So I need to have some clarification then from Ms. Coykey. If is this 2 boxes or 1 box?
That I don't know. As you recall, I was only I watched the meeting, but obviously I don't remember that. So it's possible that if you want to table this particular location until we figure that out. Did John Brock mention why that is? Do you recall?
I don't know how that could even be possible if they're side by side there.
He mentioned that it is possibly 2 boxes, but he was not sure. That's what I remember.
Or that they're both approved. I mean, one could be the cities and the other one could be...
Could be the water one, yes, could be.
Right.
Well, what does it say in the utility? Does it say in the utility box list of boxes? Does it say there whether it's 1 or 2?
Yeah, I would have to do some research on backgrounds.
So if we table this, that means that we will only be able to wrap 5 boxes at this round, and then we would have to come back and then at our next meeting do the next 5 boxes, just so everyone is aware, because we have to we have to do 5
For
at a
the
time.
company.
One in each district. We have to do 5 at a time, one in
Yeah.
each district. So just so everybody's aware, and if everybody's comfortable with that, we can table it and to clarify and move on, and then select which from each district, which boxes we want this round. We can pick the next 5 next round, then we can start that. And then at the next meeting, we could also choose the location for the following 5 boxes as we start to move forward. So if everybody wants to do that, that would be the way that would work.
I would think it would, just to move things along and get the most boxes done within this meeting that we have, is just to pick the 2, and then if only one is able to go through, then that one already goes through. We already know we like it. And if the other one's not approved, then we just know to keep that artist's art for another round.
But if we choose 2 and only 1 box is available, how do we know which box gets wrapped as 1? And if we choose 2 and we choose it because there's 2 artworks by the same artist and they're companion pieces and there's only 1 box, do we want to break that up or choose something else?
I just hate that we don't get to see each other often, so the delay.
I know.
So,
Why don't we table it for this moment, move on to the rest,
okay.
of the ones that we can agree upon, and then maybe, is it possible that, well, I guess Lori's busy doing this.
I'm just looking for at last meeting's notes.
Yeah, I wonder if you might be able to browse anything while we're voting or something, and maybe by the end of this, figure that out, if it might be.
Yeah, because I would feel like, why is the information there?
If somebody could figure it out, I would love to do that, because I would like to move forward with all the boxes if we possibly can.
Agree.
I agree too.
But I also don't want to choose something just because we're anxious to do that. I want it to be the right thing.
The right combo, if there is 2.
Right.
And I would just add that, as just a reminder, this is my first meeting and I have no background on how these boxes were selected. And so I don't want to rush the answer either.
That's fair.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I guess it would be helpful if we are able to look through the notes to see if that is like Commissioner Sharma has mentioned, that it was brought up. Just then we would know, or I would just feel like, since it's presented to us 2 boxes, like, right, then that's our.
I'm going to try to text John LaRock on the side and see if I can get an answer.
Oh, that would be great.
Because you actually selected these in September, correct? Did you select them?
Well, we're given them, and then we're also given like maybe like stipulations, like looking back now, one is approved and the other one's not. Mm-hmm. So we just need to confirm.
All right. Well, let's table this. We'll come back to this, and we will move on then to District 5, Aviation and Space Park. And I will start with Commissioner Pucci. Okay. And Commissioner Klein?
I chose Sharma here. I thought it was because I thought it brings a little bit of the beach out. Kind of reminds us of Redondo, even though it's a little bit inland.
And Commissioner Millie?
Can we see Preston Craig a little closer? That looks very interesting. And,
while they're pulling that up, this box is at the entrance to Northup Grumman. And it's kind of offset from the corner. You can see it heading north on Aviation. And when you're parallel with with the Space Park Drive. It's slightly visible when you're heading the other direction, but there is some visibility problems there.
Oh.
And have we already chosen? I've read so many names with these things, and I've seen Preston Craig's name on a bunch of things that I've thought about. We haven't chosen him yet.
I don't think so.
No, we have not chosen.
Okay.
No, we.
Well, I like them all, but I think I'd consider that one.
And Commissioner Sharma?
I had chosen that one because Northrop Grumman with the space theme was right there, and the track is there. The aviation track is there.
Yeah, it's very fitting for that.
It is very fitting. Very
But you know what?
Now that I see it closer, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, those were my reasonings. But you know what? I'm not going to complain if Commissioner Klein likes my one. So I will keep quiet.
And Commissioner Cagle?
Well, originally I chose Juan Melendez and Rishu Pandy, excuse the pronunciation for that one, but I'm really liking that Preston Craig one. I like because it's near, TRW and what it represents. I'm kind of leaning towards that. I didn't really think about it, but now I like it.
I chose the Lorenzo one because of the colors, and because of how vibrant it was.
Mm.
So you could see it from a long way off.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to change. I'm so sorry, Sharma. I love you. I love your work, but I do think that Preston Craig, because of the content,
Yes,
changed my.
I agree on that. So
Yeah.
that was my first choice. So.
I agree too.
No, I agree. I changed too, so.
All right.
So Preston Craig.
It looks like Preston Craig is we have consensus on Preston Craig.
We'll find another place for yours.
Yes.
Because it's beautiful.
It was on my list too of choices.
Me too.
And I didn't even fully comprehend that it was yours. So just know it was just out of the look that I liked.
Thank you.
Okay, that was easy. And then going on now to Manhattan Beach, Boulevard, and Vale. These two boxes, they're They're offset on the southeast corner, and you can see them heading east on Manhattan and from Vale, but not west until you're actually at the corner. And I am going to start off with Commissioner Pucci.
Okay, so we're picking two, one for the large, one for the small.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so for me, I would like to move forward because this particular piece is an art form of his Juan Melendez. The reason I feel strongly about choosing this artist is more for his backstory. I do love the piece, and the piece that I want to complement with it, I think, goes well. So Juan is a Redondo Beach resident. He is a retired Marine who, with post-traumatic stress disorder, he used art as his way to kind of cope with things that he was going through, and was able to find a lot of peace and resolve through art that he went on to teach other military people coming back with post-traumatic stress disorder, as well as being a hands-on person to help within the schools to teach children art. So I just feel to give back to all the service he's given, and being as he's a Redondo Beach resident, it would be, probably to me a really lovely thing to honor his service, to give him a piece of his art within our city. So Juan Melendez, number 1 for the large, and then the George Bates for the small.
Okay. Commissioner Klein?
I chose Katie McGuire 1 and 2. I've always loved those mermaids and mermen and fantasy under the sea. I thought it's beautiful to bring the ocean out to the corner.
Commissioner Millie?
Well, I think somewhere we have to make sure that the Samuel Dixon's two pieces of art get placed somewhere and maybe in a group together. And I can't quite get a good feel of the location and if this is the one where that should be. So I'd probably go with Commissioner Pucci's recommendation of Melendez and Bates pairing.
Commissioner Sharma?
I had chosen George Bate and Juan Melendez, and based on where these utility boxes are, those are colorful, bright, and pretty visible when seen. And the way George Bates' design was, it was blending in very nicely with Juan Melendez lines also. So that was my thought process.
Commissioner Cagle?
Well, I picked Preston Smith and Richard Tucci for my first and second one, but I feel like we didn't pick any of the butterfly ones, did we? Right?
Not yet. We might
Well,
come back to the 190th.
Yeah, we still
Yeah.
have the 190th. Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of complicated. I kind of would like, oh, this is hard. I like the butterflies 1 and 2, but second choice, I also like Preston Smith and Richard Tucci or Tuco.
Well, we already chose Richard Tucci, so that's
right.
out.
That's right. Right. That's right. I'm
No, I don't
sorry.
think we did.
Oh,
No,
no,
we
because
did
we
not.
chose the kites
Oh, the
instead of
kites.
We-
Richard.
Oh, you're right, we didn't,
Yeah.
you're right, excuse
Okay,
me.
that's
we did
what-
not.
So that's my second choice. So
I chose the Samuel Dixon ones. I like them because this is an entrance into a private residential neighborhood, even though it's on a main street. And I thought that the community might like to see something like that as they're turning to go on their street. That's why I chose those. I'm wondering if the butterflies would be, if we have two boxes at Artesia and Hawthorne, if
I would totally say go there. Yeah.
those might look really good there. And even so going back to that, I had the choice that I had made was that Teresa Mully one, because since that's sort of on a entrance to Redondo, I thought it should be something that, you know, reflects something of our city a little bit. And we did just do that butterfly park on the Esplanade, that little teeny tiny parquet thing there. So I don't know. All right, so we have a lot of choices for this. I think that it would be a good idea to look at the artwork side by side, because we have to just be a little careful that when we're choosing two different artists to go right next to each other, that the colors are actually really going to work together. And if they do, that's fantastic. So can we see the Juan Melendez #1 and the George Bates, please? I do like that piece. And the George Bates.
I think they would play well together.
think that we're missing a blue in there, that the main color blue in the other one. I know, I wish we could see them side by side. Maybe we could take a picture with our phones. I'm going to do that.
Can we see the Melendez one again, please?
Oh, no, I'm wrong. No, that.
I think the difference is the tone, that one is more of a one is
like
more
a graphic art, kind of.
One's lines are like continuous lines, and in this, the other one has space also. So there's a negative space along with the lines and the arrows, but they kind of go well with each other, I think.
I think that this piece is going to look harsh against the more muted tones of the other piece. But
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the two next to each other. When I took a picture of one and held my phone next to it on the phone, and the colors are not.
I don't think the colors are right.
For me, but I mean, we got to vote. So, but if you guys do, like, take a picture with your phone and hold them up next to each other, you'll see one is more purpley and pinkish, and the other is more bluish. But it's just a color, yeah. One's more vibrant and bold than the other.
Right, it's the tone. It's one's a more electric tone, and one's a more muted tone.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Yeah, but then the boxes are three-dimensional. So the third part, so depending on how it is wrapped, you might end up having pretty
the brighter side.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Can we see the Preston Smith piece?
Lori, do you know where that falls in this sheet? Oh, further down.
There it is.
Oh, there.
There it is. No, that's not the right colors either. Can we see the McGuire piece? The two pieces?
Melendez had another choice. Aviation,
Yes.
if you want to compare
How about Ivan Barrow?
those two choices together.
Yes, we did have him. Her. Yeah. These boxes are actually walking distance from my house.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah. I actually wanted my piece, but I cannot choose my own.
Can we see the Castillo pieces? Castillo 1 and 2.
Or if we paired that with the Melendez.
Well, but those two would look good. Those two would look good side by side, don't you think?
Can we see the one that you picked, Susan? What was the
Samuel
I think
Dixon.
that the Castile things would look good side by side. That was my second choice. That's
Yeah,
why
I think
picked
they
them.
would too.
Can we
So
see
so I chose the Samuel Dixon number 4 and number 6.
I really like Samuel Dixon number 6 a lot. And I almost felt like when I saw that, usually I'm one to pick vibrant, but when I saw that corner for some reason, and that in that neighborhood today, just now, because I didn't choose this, I really like Samuel Dixon.
Can we see the Juan Melendez two choices? Because that was from the Aviation, to see if those two pair well together.
And keep going and let's look at all of his other work.
We chose him for that one, right? He's already on there, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, this is the one we chose, yes.
So that was the one for aviation that we liked. And then his other one is the swirly lines. Is it above? Not.
No, for aviation, we chose Dagny
Preston Craig.
Tang.
No, Preston Craig.
Preston Craig.
Oh, not that we
for-
chose it, but that was part. It was in the selection.
Oh,
It was-
yeah.
That's
So since he has two other pieces, like thinking of side by side, since the other contrasting one was not the right coloring. So thinking of the Juan Melendez 1 and then the Juan Melendez 3.
And the other one that I chose as my second choice here was the Richard Tucci number 3, which we had just to see what we already we had that one. That was that one that
the hearts one.
everybody the hearts. But to pair with that, I thought that Deirdre Weinberg's number 2 might look good with that.
Yeah, that was my second
That
choice.
one, that one.
Deirdre
Number
Weinberg was my second choice too.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah, and I thought that might look good with Richard Tucci's hearts.
Yeah, it might look good.
Similar color palette.
Okay.
But do you want to combine that with George Bates? You think it will go?
No, I'm saying that those that my second choice would be to
I got it.
pair. Yeah,
Yeah, option to combine Deirdre Weinberg's this one, the clouds, with George Bates' lines. You think that those two will go? Tucci seems to go, yes.
I'm sorry, I got lost. Which one to go with George Bates?
The Deirdre Weinberg's, this one, yeah. What do you call it? Clouds or whatever that is, yeah.
Looks like stones.
Stones.
Pebbles.
Amoebas.
Cells dividing.
I'm not sure that would go with the George Bates ones. Maybe we could look at it, certainly. Yeah, it's not there's too much red, I think, in the other one.
How about
I don't
Juan
think we
Melendez
can
and
get
that one?
that match anyway, because two different artists, two different styles.
Yeah.
We won't get an exact match.
No.
No, I think we should just pick one artist for this box.
So
is
if
what
we're
I'm
gonna
thinking.
pick one artist, then we have the Castillo, we have the McGuire, and we have the Dixon, and we have the butterflies. Those are all the same artists.
How about Castile? Was that part of it?
Yeah, Castillo. Let's go back and look at that again. Castillo number 1 and 2. And number 2. And then we have the Dixon. Number 4. And number 6. We have the McGuire. One and 2. And those are and then we have the butterflies, which I don't think we need to see a picture of that again. So those are the ones that people have chosen here that are the same artist with 2 different artworks to go side by side. Does anybody have any thoughts?
Butterflies. I like the butterflies.
Susan, are there other coming up? I don't have my list in front of me of the boxes. Are there other twos coming up because we want to make sure that we get those butterflies in, right?
Well, we don't have to use the butterflies right now, but I would find it rather ironic that they were on every single one and they didn't get chosen. So we still have
one.
we still have, they could be chosen for, we still have 190th and Blossom, which has 2 boxes. And that's the one at Perry Allison Playfield and where Barrel ends there at 190th. So we still have to go back and choose that box. We still have to choose the box at Hawthorne and Artesia. And do we have an answer yet on whether it's 2 or 1?
As I mentioned, Chair, I don't have any background on, the background of all these locations and whether who owns them or not. That is something I'm going to have to look into some files for.
I realize that I don't have his phone number and his email changed because he doesn't work at Redondo anymore. So I can't ask him. I'm sorry.
Well, so if we're going to have to table and take and only choose 5 boxes for this time and do 5 more next time, we could table in District 5, we could table this box here. In District 4, we can table Hawthorne and Artesia till we get an answer. In District 3, we could table 190th and Blossom, and that would give us time to revisit and look at all the things so that we're choosing an artist there that has, more than one work. And then we would just have to decide in District 1 and District 2 which of the 2 boxes that we want to do the first round and which we want to do the second. What does everybody think about that?
Yeah, we can do that. We can at least move ahead.
If we have other items, I guess, that we need to work on the agenda. I mean, I was excited to get them all done, but
I know it's really not possible to get it all done. Is it the hang up? Is it the 2 on the Hawthorne and Artesia?
Well, we still have 3 boxes. We have to choose one for 190th and Blossom. We have to choose one for Hawthorne and Artesia, and we don't know if that's 1 box or 2. And we have to choose this one that we're just looking at now that has all these various selections here.
I think we should just choose the one for District 5 tonight. I don't know if people agree with that. That's just my opinion.
I mean, I'd like to choose this one right now. I feel like we're here.
I think we can do it. I think we can totally all finally agree. I mean, we have our opinions, but I think just to move through, we all have a consensus.
Well, do you want to choose the one at 190th and Blossom as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, let's take a breather. Let's go back to 190th and Blossom, and that'll give us time and then to digest this one. We'll come back to this. How about that?
Can I make a comment?
Yes, please.
My aesthetic feeling, and it's only my opinion, you don't have to agree with me. I think 190th and Blossom needs big and vivid because where it is. And I feel like the one we were just at on Manhattan Beach and was that Aviation? And Vale, I'm sorry. I felt like that could be pretty and softer, like either butterflies or flowers.
Yeah, because it's right across from the Performing Arts Center. It's a little tucked into the neighborhood there. It doesn't have to be so vibrant because you're not getting into like.
All right. Well, so then let's stay with Manhattan Beach and Vale. And what would we like to, let's start over. Commissioner Pucci, what would you like to vote for this location?
To move forward with things, what so far do we have like a double amount? Like, is there 2 artists that got commissioners' votes on, or an artist that got 2 or more?
No, because what people thought, that people were leaning towards Juan Melendez and George Bates, but it was determined that those 2 did not go together.
Okay, so then for this one, I would vote for the butterflies, the Brezen 1 and Brezen 2.
Okay, and Commissioner Klein?
I would like to look at the butterflies, but I would love to consider all the butterflies and not necessarily the two that happen to be on this page. But if we're going to get our butterflies up, which we all want, I would hope we could maybe look at all the butterflies and make a choice if everyone wants to go with butterflies. So I'm not sure if it's 1 and 2 are the answer.
That's fine. We can look at all of them right now, and then you can give us your choice, and then we can move on from there.
Okay, but I was just wondering, maybe we should find out if everyone else wants butterflies to do that, because if other people don't want to do the butterflies here, then I don't want it to all be, we don't want to waste that time.
Well, I want butterflies, but I want 1 and 3.
Okay.
Yeah, we can look at all of them, yeah.
Yeah, whichever, I'm good with all the butterflies. Whichever butterfly.
Commissioner Cagle, do you have a?
Well, I like the butterflies, but I also like Dixon too, the flowers. So I'm just throwing that out there.
I like the Dixon too, Diane, by the way.
I like the Dixon too.
I do too.
We liked it too, but since we already chose him, we were looking at different artists.
That's true. And we are all trying to get the butterflies in, so let's put them there.
Yeah. And I'm looking at butterflies. Butterfly 1 and 3 have backgrounds which have like writing, so they kind of match together.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my choice, 1 and 3.
Can you go to 4 also, please? I'm in love with 4.
And again, go to the next one, please. And
They're all beautiful.
Is there one more?
No, there are just 5.
No, that's it. There's 5. Okay. They're all beautiful.
Want to go through each one of us, Susan, and have us tell you our favorite too, and then we can do a vote?
So is it determined by all the commissioners that you want butterflies at this location, and now we're just choosing between which number we want?
Yes.
Yes.
And we will also have to select, there's a large box and a small box, and we would have to select
which one goes to
which one we want. So all right, so let's start. All right, is it everybody wants to go to do that? We're in consensus. Okay, so
okay.
Yes.
All right, so for the large box,
instead of just doing that, can we just narrow it down to 2 of them and then choose which box they go on? Get everybody's first top 2?
If you would like to do that, or we can just go through and everybody can look at it and decide which they think would look better on the large box and which would look better on the smaller box.
Okay, 1 for sure. And 5.
I would
so for me, I would like 1 to be the bigger one and 5 to be the second one. That's
okay.
mine.
So that's Commissioner Klein. Do you have a preference?
Definitely want 4. And 1.
All right. So which is which for which?
That I don't know. I don't know yet.
Okay, Commissioner Millie?
My favorites are 1 and 2. I think 3 would be next in line. And I would even consider leaving it up to the artist to decide which one goes on which box, but I could be swayed with whatever the commission wants.
Commissioner Sharma?
1 and 2 are my favorite. 3 is next.
Okay.
Mine is 1 for the bigger box and 3 for the smaller one. 1 has the background is similar for both of them, so they kind of blend with each other. And for the bigger box being many butterflies, so it will look beautiful. And in the smaller box, the butterflies are not that many, so then it compensates very well.
Commissioner Cagle?
I like the butterflies of 1 and 3. I think they really match well together in the boxes. That's my choice.
And do you like 1 for the large box?
And 3 for the smaller box.
Okay, and I would vote for that one as well. So we have 3 votes for 1 for the large box. I think everybody seems to be of the opinion that number 1 should go on the large box.
Mm-hmm.
So then the small box, we have number 4, 5, and 2. And we have 3 votes for number 3. So of the 4, 5, and 2, does anybody?
Can you show those again?
Of the 4, 5, and 2, we're just trying to pick the smaller one now?
Well, so for right now, we have 3 people that have picked the same thing. We need, and there's 3 more votes. And so I need to know, everybody's picked number 1 for the large box. So for the small box, let's go through them. So for the small box,
2.
2 is one of the choices.
Okay, I'm good with 2.
3 is one of the choices, and 5 is one of the choices.
You forgot number 4. That was my choice.
Excuse me, number 4, not number 4 was one of the choices.
Is, Elizabeth, can you show 1? 1 has the text in the back. Yeah, so.
One has the text in the back and 3 also has
And
text.
so does 3.
So they kind of complement.
I agree.
What does the text say on number 3? It's just, you are loved.
You are loved, faith mirrored out.
I think it's too much writing. That's why I kind of like to have 1 with writing and 1 without. But that's just, really, I'm in the minority.
And so can we see number 4 then? So number 4, the colors complement number 1 quite nicely, I think. And can we see number 2? So there's no blue in number 2, and there's a lot of blue in number 1. Number 3, again. Number 4. And number 5. Okay, so I'm going to start over. So assuming that number 1 is the large box, for the second box, Commissioner Pucci?
Goodness, I'm good to go with whatever ends up being the consensus, honestly. So
I know, but it would be very helpful if you had a choice. If you don't,
okay,
it's
4.
fine. Okay. Commissioner Klein?
Can I see them? Can I see? Yeah, number 4 is the one that I wanted. Yeah.
Okay. Commissioner Millie?
2?
I'm sorry, you're number 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Commissioner Sharma?
3.
Commissioner Cagle?
Oh, this is a tough one. I guess I'll go for 1 and 3.
And can I see number 4 again, please? I really think number 4 will look beautiful with number 1, with the colors. So I'm gonna change and go with number 4.
Can I change to go with number 4 too?
Okay, so it's then we have selected for the box at Manhattan Beach and Vale, we have selected the Marisabel Bazan butterflies, number 1 for the large box and number 4 for the small box.
Awesome.
Okay. So now moving back to 190th and Blossom.
Yes. I'm still with, I still like the Wellman. I think we gave the butterflies to that last location. That's my motivation for that one.
Okay, so that Commissioner Pucci, Commissioner Klein,
Wellman.
and Commissioner Millie.
And we've already chosen Dixon, right?
We have chosen Dixon and Wallman already.
But not those 2 flowers.
I'm having trouble reconciling the duplicates of the same artists that are good and everything else. So I'm either pass, or if I can have another moment to think about it, let somebody else go.
I'll come back to you then, Commissioner Sharma.
Mine is DCLIs, 3 and 2.
Commissioner Cagle.
Donate 4 and 5, first choice, second choice is Dixon.
I'm sorry, who was your first choice?
My first choice is Donate Wellman.
Okay.
Donate.
Deneen?
Doneen, oh, okay.
Whatever,
Sorry.
Wellman, you're with Wellman.
Wellman, I'll just say Wellman.
Okay. And Commissioner Millie?
I could consider the. I guess I'm having trouble reading the name. Marine Nan de Sal. Those 2 pairing.
Mariana de Salas.
Did we already pick those?
You mean the butterflies?
No, the faces.
Oh,
Mariana de Salas.
Okay. Oh, de Salas. Okay. Could I see then the 2 Wellman and the 2 de Salas? I like the Wellman, I think, so that would be 4-2 for Wellman.
That's a happy artist.
So that's number 4. Now, just to be clear, there's a large box and a small box. So, let me just pull it out here. So for the large box, which piece do you want for the large box and which for the small box? The number 4 for the large box and number 5 for the small box? Is that correct?
That's what I would vote. Yes.
Well, that's what it's showing here on these thumbnail sketches. So I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So number 4 and then number 5. Okay, and so that's done. And now, all right, so in the interest of, let's see, trying to get this completed, we could look at the boxes at Hawthorne and Artesia and decide what we want if there are 2 boxes, and then revisit it, turn it over, and pick something completely different if we want 1 box.
Good idea.
Could we add a Melendez box to this one?
Since we're flying blind, we could. But let's start with the premise that there are 2 boxes here.
Good idea.
And let's look and see what we have here. We
have the Milady. Is that it? Or Mully?
So for 2 boxes, I guess nobody really picked anything for 2 boxes except the first one, which is what I picked. And I don't necessarily need to go with my choice, but so were there other artworks that people chose where there was 2 boxes that they weren't selected? Let me just look here really quickly.
Yeah, the Marianne DeSalis one that I had selected.
Right. I chose these because I thought that they were good representations of something to do with Redondo Beach. It's at a kind of a gateway entrance into the city, driving south on Hawthorne. It's right out in front of the Galleria. And I thought it would be nice to have something there that reflected the city. That's why I chose those particular pieces. So,
and I do. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I do like those choices because of its more subdued coloring. It's a very high traffic area, so I don't think we need to have something distracting and super colorful. I think it's nice that it definitely fits exactly what you're describing, but still has a soft coloring, so it's not going to cause any accidents.
Well, and I also, because it's only to be seen by cars and cars that are traveling at a fairly rapid rate, I didn't want to have I wanted something with bigger visuals rather than smaller and more intricate details that you can't see if you're not walking up and looking at it. So that's why I chose that. But there are other choices that we certainly could look at there if somebody else would like to make a recommendation. And if you want to take a minute and kind of browse through other things that we've looked at tonight that were people's picks, we could take a moment and do that and come back.
Okay. I do like your choices. We can do that. Just to let you know, I would move forward with your recommendations.
Can we see the pictures just so everybody can see them bigger then? Just
The Mollies.
I like those ones as well.
so it's number 1 and 2.
Yeah, I've always liked that art. that side was on the Artesia. I think he's still ready. Or, I mean, Hawthorne side.
So, would everybody like to take a moment and look at something else?
There's this, if you go back to the main page, that we had all of them on, there was an artist that I had wanted 2 of them, but I didn't, someone chose one of them. Okay, it was, Bradshaw, this ocean, they had to partner. So yeah, that one. Now, I'm sorry, no, if you wouldn't mind going back to the main, to that enlarged.
That was for the Coral Way and Fisherman's Wharf.
We didn't use that one yet. That one, and there's another one next to it, another one down below. Is that it? Or is there any more from that artist?
This is
We
the
showed that one already.
For Coral Way and Fisherman's Wharf.
Right. Okay. But these 2 right here, Jed Swanson, Bradshaw, these 2, those 2 could make a nice partner piece.
Okay. Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to have us look at something for a possibility here?
Look at Emma Towley's. Because there is a mall and a bus stop, her artwork seems very relevant, but it is just that one. She has only one artwork, but it looks very relevant, this one.
Mm-hmm.
To
Redondo Beach, too.
And is there a second one?
No, she doesn't have a second one.
Well, but we need to be able to pick 2 boxes. Because now...
I know. I was just suggesting that this was a good, because it's some bus stop right there. So you have these signs which says DIT right here, and,
So if we're good, maybe we want to pick that when we're picking if there's one box.
One box. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be a good option.
So anybody else, would somebody else like to suggest another artwork for this location?
For the one box, I would recommend, if it were one of the Juan Melendez selections, either the arrows or
all right,
the
but
one.
let's come back. Let's stick with the 2 box right now and come back to the 1 box. That's as if it was a totally different thing.
Okay, so to me, I like your selection, the duo that you.
All right, so let's vote. So we have Commissioner Pucci, Commissioner Klein.
Yeah, I'm not ready to vote yet because I want to go look at all the other ones that are pairs, but I can't. It's hard to get them on my computer. Can we go through the whole thing again?
Do we all have this though? Do we all have this in our emails somewhere?
Yes, we have
do.
it. It's in the agenda packet.
It's in the agenda packet.
Okay, so Marcy, are you able to pull that up so you can see?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it right now. Because I'm on a small computer, a little portable thing.
Oh, okay.
It might just be quicker.
I like
if you scroll down from the top.
Oh yeah, I see it in the agenda packet.
Okay, I'm on my son's computer, so I don't know. It's like hard to get my email on his computer. It's in the blue folder.
No, just the regular agenda packet.
Would be the regular
All right,
agenda.
let's do this very quickly and not spending a lot of time. Let's look at the artwork. If we can scroll through within, just a few minutes, let's go to the beginning and quickly move through to see if we can find artists that have more than one. So Julia Alexander does. Jenny Bate does. Keep going. We're not going to look at that. We've already assigned that.
Hudson.
Those 2 we've looked
Toriana
at.
Hudson.
Guys, I'm going low on my battery.
Okay, well,
I mean, yeah.
all right. So can we go, when we're done with this, if we could go back to Teresa Mully, I just want to point something out really quickly. So look at scroll to the next one. I picked 1 and 2. Go to the next one. Not this one, the next one. That could be number 4 could be a possibility with number 1 instead of 2 if you didn't like 2, or vice versa. Keep going. We like that one for Wilderness Park.
Mm-hmm.
And that could also be an option to go with 1 or 2 or 4 and they're all, good depictions of the beach. I picked 1 and 2 because those were my favorite together and I liked them, but
I like them too. I would vote for them.
All right, so I'm going to poll the commissioners now. So Commissioner Pucci, is that your choice, 1 and 2?
Yes.
Commissioner Klein?
I kind of like Dixon. The flowers that we passed up for the last, I liked not those, keep going, not that one, this one. And I guess I like Dixon 6 and is that the last Dixon 4? Keep going. Yeah, 4. 6 and 4.
Okay. Commissioner Millie?
I like Commissioner Pucci's selections.
Teresa Mully, 1 and 2?
Yep.
Commissioner Sharma?
I like Teresa Mully's 1 and 6.
Commissioner Cagle?
I like Teresa Mully 1 and what was it, 3 or something that everybody liked?
2?
Yeah, 1 and 2. I'm sorry, but I also like Samuel Dixon, but I'm going to defer to Teresa Mully.
So then Teresa Mully, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It was, mine was 2 and 6, not 1.
2 and 6?
Yeah, I like the sunset and then the surfer. 2 and 6.
All right, well, Teresa Mully 1 and 2 is consensus. So that's if we have the option of wrapping 2 boxes. Now we're going to start all over.
What was the how many people like? Because I like if I have to go with this artist, which I'm not. That's not my style. I do like 6 better.
I think it was 3 voted for the 1 and 2, or
so
I like the sunset. I like number 2 and number 6.
Yeah, that was my choice too.
So I believe that 2 people have voted for 2 and 6, and 4 people have voted for 1 and 2.
Yes, that is correct.
So, got it. Everybody, is everyone still on that? Everyone's on the same page still?
1 and 2 was my vote.
I like 1 and 2.
I like 1 and 2, but I like all of them too.
Yeah. All right. So
Millie voted 1 and 2.
All right. So now let us, in the event that we can only wrap 1 box, let's look at the selections here, but also then we might want to choose something else with a different vision that there's only 1 box there. So, Commissioner Pucci, do you have a thought?
I think for that placement, it would be fun to have the Juan Melendez with the arrows, since everyone's going in different directions in such a main intersection there.
And can we see that, please, again? Commissioner Klein?
The one that I chose, I don't know the name. It's on the other sheet, sorry.
Is this the one with Radishaw and Swanson?
No, Preston Craig too.
Oh, Preston Craig too. So let's look at that. Let's look at that picture. So I think that this is too detailed for the location that we're looking at. This is just my personal opinion. The artwork is really cool, but I don't think that people are going to be able to see it while they're driving by, especially with the writing on it. So,
I just think it's kind of city and hip, and that's like it's right where the city starts, kind of like right near the freeway and near the mall where everyone's coming off. So it's kind of city meets the beach.
Yeah,
kind of fun.
It is pretty cool. I appreciate the artist for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, Commissioner Millie.
I like that one as well for the same reasons, and the focus on waves and all that.
Commissioner Sharma.
If it is one box, I would like to choose Emma Towley's. She has the sails, she has the pier map, she has the fishes and the diver, and she has, because there's a mall and a bus stop, then she has all those signs for various cities, so kind of goes well. And it's subtle, not very bright, and I think it goes well.
Commissioner Cagle.
Give a if you're thinking.
Is Commissioner Cagle there?
She's on mute.
Do you see her still?
On mute.
She's on mute. Maybe she stepped out to the restroom. You want to give her a minute?
Okay.
Move to somebody else.
I think that's it.
Chair Lappin.
I think that I would like to stick with the Teresa Mully #1. If that's the even if we only have one box, I really like that box, that artwork there.
Mm-hmm. Even if a double spot comes open to pair her stuff, or you think she has more work?
Since she has other artworks available.
Yeah.
I would say that we could even choose one of her other artworks. I mean, the surfer one would be cool, but I like something that's very representational of the city there.
Yeah.
Since it's entering into the city, that's just my thinking on that. Mm-hmm. So let's look at her other artworks if we could, while we're waiting for Commissioner Cagle. So of her artworks, #1, if it's just
I'm
one
back.
box.
I'm sorry, I'm back on. I don't know what happened to my computer.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'm going to come
I'm
right
so
back
sorry.
to you. No problem.
So sorry about that. It just
Not a problem.
I like Teresa Mully. I agree with Susan Lappin with the Teresa Mully, the two boxes. That's wonderful.
So now we're looking at just one box, and so if we could scroll down to the next artwork, the next one. So the next one, please. And one more, sorry, it's going to be the last one. So that would be a cool one to put on there. But I like that quite a lot. So to me, either 1 or 6 would be good if it was just one box. That would be my choice. So with that, if for just one box,
If for just one box, I would like to go with Commissioner Klein's that look. I forget the artist's name.
Preston Craig.
Yes.
Okay. And Commissioner Klein, are you sticking with Preston Craig?
Yes.
Commissioner Millie?
Yes, I like that.
Commissioner Sharma?
Did her computer die?
It's on mute.
Oh, it's on mute.
I still see her.
No, she's on.
Hello? Sorry.
She is.
I don't know how it becomes mute. I'm still sticking to Emma Towley. Hello?
I have it there, and I am sticking with Commissioner Cagle.
I like Teresa Moley. I'm really flexible with whatever, if it's 1 or 6. I like both of them. So.
And I am with Teresa Mully. So right now we have 3 for Preston Craig, 2 for Teresa Mully, and 1 for Emma Tolley. So Preston Craig it is.
I can change mine.
Okay. Yes.
Because there could be a possibility of 2 boxes. So if we chose Teresa Molay 1, then the second choice becomes easier, the number 2, like we chose for if it was going to be 2 boxes. So
well, we've already chosen for 2 boxes. So now we're choosing for 1 box.
I know.
Yeah.
But in case once we find out that there are 2 boxes, then since we are
Then
already
it's super confirmed.
it becomes easier than even if we have 1 for right now, we start with 1, and then maybe down the road, if we say they tell us that if they don't get back to us like immediately, and we find out in few months' time, but we already go for 1, then we can do a 2 there. So I mean, I was just being flexible there.
I'm sorry, I don't quite understand what it is that you want to do.
I was saying that I can go with Malay's 1 too. 1 also.
All right, so that means we have a tie. 3 for Teresa Mully and 3 for Preston Craig. I'm not quite sure what to do about that.
Well, I guess we need Richardson here.
I'm going to just reiterate the reason that I don't want the Preston Craig artwork in this location is I don't think that you're going to be able to see it. I think it's got too much small detail and too much small writing on it, and that the way that the traffic is moving past that, I think it'll just get lost. I would rather see this artwork in an area where there's more pedestrian traffic, where people can actually walk up and really look at it, because it's got so much interesting detail. I would hate to see that missed.
I understand exactly what you're saying. I feel if the wave side is on the Hawthorne, then people would understand that that's a wave, that this is the ocean, that this is Redondo Beach. If the face with the text is wrapped around, then I think it would reach pedestrians, because that is still a high traffic intersection where people are meeting the bus stop, and just the foot traffic of people who are workers that are constantly crossing that intersection, that's the reason I came to that choice.
But is there actual foot traffic that actually walks? Aren't these boxes in the middle of the meridian where nobody walks?
Actually, people
It's not in the
walk there,
meridian,
there is
it's actually on the corner of the mall.
Yeah,
Right.
If you look on the map, it's at the corner
Yeah, it's at
intersection
the
of Artesia and
corner.
Hawthorne, but like it leads, the backside of it is the Galleria Mall.
Right.
There is walking traffic. I have seen people walk. There is a bus stop there, and many
Yeah.
people walk from once, and then they cross the road, and there's a Starbucks on the other side. So yes, there is walking traffic too, but it is mostly auto because it's a busy street. It's right at the intersection of Artesia and Hawthorne, so it is a busy street, but there is walking traffic too.
So
And
can we
what-
just have one last vote? Let's just have one last vote to see
Yeah,
if
we can. Can you
conclude this
tell me,
tonight.
tell me, can
to
you tell
break
me I will take another vote. What does the text say? What is she saying?
Somebody help. Somebody help.
Yeah, I just don't like that message there. I don't like it. But let's start over. So between these two artworks, the Preston Craig #2 and the Teresa Mully #1, Commissioner Pucci.
Teresa Moley, #1.
And Commissioner Klein.
Preston.
Commissioner Millie.
Yeah, I like the Preston Craig.
Commissioner Sharma.
Molly?
Commissioner Cagle.
I think she chose #1, Molly 1.
She did in the beginning, but
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Teresa Molly 1.
is Commissioner Cagle offline?
Teresa Moley won.
Okay. Oh, good.
Sorry,
and
I have to unmute because I don't want to.
No problem. And I choose Teresa Mully #1. So now it's 4-2, Teresa Mully #1 and against 2 for Preston Craig. Is everybody comfortable with that now?
I am absolutely.
All right. So so that's our choice if it's one box.
I think we got all of them then.
We do have all of them, but what I would like to do then is I would like to have Ms. Coykey read back what our choices are. Then I would like to call for a motion to accept those choices and to receive and file all of the presentations that were included in this submission.
Okay, I'm very low on my battery. It might just cut off. Trying to charge. I don't stand it.
Okay. Do you want to, can somebody just then quickly make,
A motion to receive and file?
well, we need to list them quickly. So Ms. Coykey, can you do that, please?
All right. Prospect and Camino Real, a large box, Donnie Wellman 1, which is Dream. And sometimes my notes aren't great. Small box, Donnie Wellman 2, it's the Create, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Coral Wave, Fisherman's Wharf, Shauna Radishaw, and Jed Swanson, the fish.
Yes.
Can you go just to follow me on this, just to go upward to Harbor Drive and Barrel? So Harbor Drive and Barrel, it's Juan Melendez 2.
Yes.
Okay. 190th and Blossom, 2 boxes. The large is Wellman 4, and the small box is Doneen Wellman 5.
Correct.
190th and Harkness, it's Lauren Morales, the Kites. Ford and Aviation, Dagny Tang. Hawthorne and Artesia, I need to talk about that again. If there are 2 boxes, it would be Teresa Molly 1, Teresa Molly 2. And if it's 1 box, it would be Teresa Molly 1. Aviation and Space Park, Preston Craig. Preston Craig 1.
Yeah.
Manhattan Beach Boulevard and Vale. It would be, what's her first name? Marisabel Bazan, 1 on the large box and number 4 on the small box. In there. And that's it.
Okay. So may I have a motion to accept these as given and to receive and file all of the submissions that were included in this report?
I make a motion to receive and file all of the above boxes that we selected. I hope that's appropriate.
So Commissioner Cagle made the motion to receive and file, and I'm sorry, who seconded?
Commissioner Pucci.
Commissioner Pucci seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations, motion
Yay!
passes.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Woo!
Finally.
We did it. I knew
Thank
we could do it. I knew. I was like, we can do this. We can
Great
do
conversation, commissioners.
Oh, it
Okay.
was awesome. Wonderful.
So we have a few more things to go through quickly here.
First of all, Chairman, if I may, Elizabeth, thank you so much.
Yes,
Oh,
You're
Elizabeth.
welcome.
This
Could have
whole
done it.
process.
You know, she, for example, she, was the person who handled the strategic planning meeting and for the council, and she's just so great at what she does. So again, thank you so much, Elizabeth. We couldn't have done
Absolutely.
it without you.
Thank you.
Oh,
You're
very
welcome.
much.
Nice meeting all of
This is the
you.
smoothest process I
Thank
think
you,
we've had.
Elizabeth.
I owe you lunch
Love
when we
you.
can go to lunch.
Oh, where do you like to go to lunch? We'll send you a gift card.
No, unfortunately, we
You're
can't
awesome.
accept that. So
Aww.
yeah.
Anonymously.
Well, congratulations. This is very
We'll send you a
exciting.
card, though.
All right.
Okay, so
it's-
going
okay.
on to the next one is J3, the artist selection for utility box location at 190th and Prospect. And Ms. Coykey, if you could go over that quickly, please.
Yes. So Commissioner Klein brought this item to the commission's attention at your September meeting. As you can see, the small utility box is already wrapped by a piece from Eric Michael. And at the time, the box was not selected, but tabled until, or I guess the discussion happened in November, and then tabled and then brought back today. So it's not a great photo. It's the best I could do, but you could see the large box on 190th and Prospect. And, the discussion is whether you want us to reach out to Eric Michael regarding the companion piece. And that is the discussion.
I think that would be great if that box is available. Have we confirmed that to wrap?
Well, at the time, former Director LaRock did not say that it wasn't available. So what I'll do is I'll just add it to my list.
Yeah. I mean, if it is, I think that would be a great idea. If it's available.
Commissioners? I think it's a fabulous idea. And I think that I appreciate Commissioner Klein bringing it to everybody's attention.
Mhm.
And I think if we can get the artist to make something that would go with his existing piece, that would be perfect. We would then have to go through the process of if he agrees, then we would have to then vet his artwork once he submits it, and then put it on the next schedule of boxes to be wrapped.
I do have a question, since I've never done this before. When you speak to an artist, do you have to really be specific about the number of ideas, or just leave it to them in terms of if they want to provide options? If I could get a little bit more direction on
That's a good question.
It is a good question, and I also don't know if we ask the artist to create something, if we don't like it, would we have to accept it?
Can we say we're open to a few suggestions that you may have that complements this piece? Because we would like to wrap the other piece, and since you've already wrapped the one next to it, could you show us a few that may be able to go with it so we could vote?
That is an excellent idea.
Okay. All right.
So, commissioners, if everybody is in agreement with approaching the artist this way and moving forward with this, I'd like to call for a motion to approve to have staff contact the artist and gauge his interest.
I'll make a motion. Fine.
Commissioner Klein has made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second. Pucci?
Commissioner Pucci has seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Aye.
Okay, moving on. I had mentioned to Chair Lappin that typically I'm from the waterfront department, so we've always historically given a verbal director's report, and it's just on updates, things going on in the city. If there are things in the director's report that you want to have a discussion on, then you can make a referral and vote on that to be on a different agenda. But it's just nice to be able to share what's going on with the city. It is already 10 o'clock, so I'm going to, if it's okay with Chair Lappin, do a little bit of more just of the items pertaining to to this commission.
Okay,
If that's okay.
that's fine.
So the first item is that Chair Lappin and I were both approached by the chair of the Historical Commission, Chair Morocco, and they are looking at a potential joint project, not only with your commission, but also with the Recreation and Parks Commission. It's basically to bring the Historical Museum outdoors. Obviously, right now the museums are closed, the Morale House is closed, and the concept is basically to create multiple murals in a local park or right-of-way depicting city events on walls. So people could basically learn about the city, 24/7. The project is also likely to include a technical aspect, such as a QR code that would connect to a website or an audio recording. And so again, Chair Lappin's been approached. I think the Historical Commission Chair would like the opportunity at an upcoming meeting to be able to talk to you more in depth about that. Also, I don't know if you're familiar with the Legado project on PCH. The project is kind of a two-part hotel renovation for 110 rooms, and also a commercial portion of mixed use, about 23,000 square feet of commercial use and 115 residential units. They are working with planning right now, and basically are at the phase of where they're doing evaluation on their project. and also whether they're going to make a contribution to the Public Art Fund or actually bring forth an art project, public art project. So we're waiting to hear where, which direction that goes. Obviously, if they choose to do an art project, that will come to this commission. So that's exciting.
Where is this project?
So Legato, it's on PCH. Do you know?
PCH and Palos Verdes, where the old Bristol
the old
Farms
hotel.
and where
Okay.
the hotel was.
Okay, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Just a quick update. We haven't forgotten about the sales on the pier. So I don't know if John LaRock mentioned to you, but the council decided that it was going to do a replacement, a like-for-like replacement.
Oh, okay.
Told that. So replace it, but also try to add a lighting component to the sails. Their first proposal to remove and repair the sails, because obviously you have to remove them and work on them off-site, came in really high. So engineering is continuing to try to find a vendor to do that. And then just as a side note, there are other ongoing CIP projects in that vicinity. One is to continuously refurbish the rails, which are obviously in bad shape, and also replace the light fixtures. So there are other projects to try to brighten and make the actual horseshoe pier a little better. What else is going on? Regarding the artwork at the transit, we did just get information or clarification from the FTA that that there are no bond issues with this project. At first, we thought that there might be some requirements for that artist, and since there isn't, we can go ahead and go to the next step, which is to go to the council, because we have to get the approval for the increased amount for that piece of art. I think you approved that in November, at your November meeting. Let's see, what else is there? Chair Lappin mentioned the Kite Festival. Just FYI, that will not be held in March. I don't know. Hopefully, we will be able to reschedule that at a later time. Okay. So, and then Chair also mentioned Galleria. There's the planning for that project is moving just a little slower because of COVID. Obviously, COVID has had a significant impact on retail. Being in touch with our planning department, nothing specific to mention at this time. And then also Chair Lappin mentioned, so I am in this position temporarily. I work in the Waterfront and Economic Development Department.
No.
Start recruitment for the Community Services Director any day now. So I'll let you know when that takes place. And so in the meantime, I'm trying to learn about public art in a short period of time.
You're doing amazing.
And I think that's it.
I can't
No,
it's
I know. I was like, why? No, don't go.
Oh, no.
We finally feel like we found our person.
Yeah, I mean, you're very fortunate. I mean, it's just, it's great listening to you collaboratively work together, and you can't go wrong with art. You have different opinions, but you work very well together. So.
Aw, thank you.
And I think we have one last thing.
We do. Item number J5. We need to, I'd like to call for nominations for both the chair of our committee and moving forward, and the vice chair. So if I could start with the.
Oh, I thought we did that. Was that expired from the last time?
When did we do that?
I thought we did that, and you were nominated again as chair.
When did we do that?
I don't know. I guess, has it been that long?
Yeah.
Has it been a year ago?
A year goes by really fast.
Oh my gosh. A year went by so fast.
Well, it's because we had a meeting in January of this year, and then we didn't have another meeting until September.
That's crazy. Okay.
I know.
Oh
So,
my God.
Right?
For
That
this
doesn't
year
seem-
moving forward, if I could have a nomination for the chairperson for our committee.
Susan Lappin.
I'm going to nominate Olivia because I think
Oh.
Olivia and I think Diane might have wanted it too.
No.
No?
Thank
Oh no.
you for thinking of me. And another date.
Okay. Well, Olivia,
And I,
nominate you. And Alex, I'd nominate you too, but you're
Leaving.
Thank you.
yes. Is anyone else?
okay. Are there any
Okay.
other nominations?
Susan Lappin from my side.
So I'm going to take a poll of the commissioners then, just as we have been doing. So Commissioner Pucci
Yes. Commissioner Lappin.
and Commissioner Klein is Commissioner Pucci. And Commissioner Millie?
Oh gosh, if I knew there was more interest from any of the other potential candidates as well, but Chair Lappin, you've done such a great job that I would recommend that as well.
Thank you. Commissioner Sharma?
Commissioner Lappin.
Commissioner Cagle?
You, Susan Lappin, thank you for all your hard work. I appreciate it.
You are very welcome. And I am not going to vote. And it looks like it's me again.
Well, it's me. Yippee. Woo!
Does that mean that-
Okay, so
Does that mean
now
that-
we are going to move on to the vice chair position. And may I call for nomination for vice chair?
Pucci.
I will do that one. I will be vice.
Okay, so just quickly, I need to poll. So Commissioner Pucci,
Can I vote for myself?
of course you can. Yes,
Okay,
of course you
No,
can.
yes.
Commissioner Klein is voting for Commissioner Pucci, yes.
Yeah.
Commissioner Millie,
Yep, Commissioner Pucci.
Commissioner Sharma,
Commissioner Pucci.
Commissioner Cagle,
Yes, Commissioner Pucci.
and it is unanimous. So may I have a motion to approve the final selection with Commissioner Lappin as chair and Commissioner Pucci as vice chair?
I make a motion to.
A motion.
So Commissioner Cagle's made the motion. Commissioner Millie, are you seconding?
Yep, second.
All in favor?
I
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Motion, aye. Motion passes. Okay, so our final item is referrals to staff. Does anybody have any referrals to staff?
I had a question. I don't know if anyone else has seen at the bike path at the end of Redondo that we had that piece with the bicycle.
Yeah.
And I was, when I was last there, it's been probably 2 months. The piece wasn't there. Was it taken down? Like I may have missed, like it being refurbished, or
I think it was refurbished just because of the pitting from just location. So I believe it's back.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I was just bike riding with my family, and I was like, wait, something's supposed to be here.
What happened?
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, that was the only thing that I was gonna ask.
Thank you. Any other commissioners? Any other referrals to staff? I have just a couple things. I think that we have agreed, but just to clarify that at our next meeting, we will choose the locations for the next 5 utility box installations. I'd like to see that added to the agenda. I'd also like to see added to the agenda for our next meeting a list of upcoming possible projects for this calendar year. We were going to look at that at this meeting, but we had too many things and we couldn't get it on the agenda this time. And also for our next meeting, I would like to start to revisit in March of 2019, we set forth a list of criteria that we wanted to see occur for our website content for the Public Art Commission. And nothing really has come of that yet. Included in that was we wanted to update the public art inventory, and we wanted to look at finding perhaps an easier path to find the Public Art Commission on the city website. There was a number of items that we wanted to include on our website regarding, for example, listing the title of the artwork, the name of the artist, et cetera, et cetera. I have a whole list from our meeting. And we wanted to look at publishing a map of our artwork, both on our website and possibly in the quarterly newsletter that goes out from the city. And so I would really like to start to bring that up to live again so that we can maybe move forward on some of those items, or at least get some direction on when we might expect to at least achieve some of those goals. So I'd like to see that on our next agenda.
Okay.
That's a great idea.
If I may ask some questions quickly. When you say the next 5 box locations, is there a master list and you just have to pick from that, or do we have to find new locations?
No, there's a master
list.
So the utility box locations that you have included in our packet and are have been in all of our packets so far. Those are the list that we have to pick from. So and so basically at our next meeting, then we'd pick the 5 locations, and then for the meeting after that, we could then do exactly what we've done this time, submit our choices. We can go through them just like we did here with these thumbnail sketches. And I think that was worked beautifully. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And then we could pick the next 5 boxes and when we're selecting our art for that, so that we're constantly moving forward. And in order to facilitate that, we're going to have to look at doing another call for artists fairly soon, I think.
You mentioned that.
And I think that would be good to have somebody look at that and when that could happen.
Okay, and then just one more question. When you say list of upcoming projects, can you give me?
So, for example, there was a mural opportunity at the Veterans Park playground on the back of the exercise wall that was installed there.
I see.
And also at that same location, the risers on the steps leading down from the parking lot to the actual children's play area.
I see.
We talked about doing artwork on that.
Okay.
The Fulton Playfield has a mural opportunity.
Okay, I get it now. Okay.
That kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a ton more that I have absolutely no idea about. So it would be nice if the city could let us know what's coming down the pike.
Okay. All right. I understand.
Okay. So are there any other,
just a reminder about the next meeting.
Yeah, I will do that. So, so the next meeting of the Public Art Commission will be a special meeting to be held on Wednesday, April 7th, 2021 at 7 p.m. via Zoom.
Sorry, April, what date?
April 7th, Wednesday, April 7th.
Okay. Wow, feels so long.
The city had to postpone because they are not doing any videoing during the time of our next meeting. Is that correct?
Yes, it's a video upgrade project, so.
Well, bravo for us for getting through what we did, because that's a long time from now.
Yes. Okay, so now it is
wait.
currently 10:17, and may I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Pucci has made a motion to adjourn, and was it Commissioner Cagle that seconded it?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and so thank you everybody. We accomplished a lot tonight. It's very exciting.
Yes.
It was a pleasure to meet all
Yeah,
of you.
it's been a pleasure, everybody. Yeah,
This
Thank
was-
you.
this
It's been
is
a
the best
pleasure,
way to get
everybody.
through. Oh,
Pleasure to
And
meet
you
you.
so much.
Great,
We will
great.
Billy,
miss
we're gonna miss you.
Good-
We
good
hope we
luck.
see you.
Well,
Good
let's
luck.
stay in
Miss
touch.
you, Alex.
I'll be around. Yep. I'll
Alex,
be
keep in
around.
touch.
So this is such a great group.
Keep in touch, Alex.
Susan, I
Yep,
can't be
will
here on
do.
the 7th.
I'm sorry, what?
I can't be there on the 7th. I'll be out of town. How do we
Okay.
tell
Take
you?
care, all.
We'll be.
I thought that date was vetted through everybody before it was scheduled, so I'm sorry.
No, it's spring break. We'll be on, be out of town. The 3rd to the 7th, I mean, the 3rd to the 10th.
Oh,
Yeah, it is spring break, so I was wondering if we could have done 1 week earlier in March, but I guess that was chosen. I'm not sure either if I'm going to be in town or not.
Yeah, I didn't get a response. I didn't get a questionnaire. I didn't know.
I did include that.
yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She did.
I received that.
Well, we could take a look at other meetings. Just keep in mind that, let's see, just to keep in mind, is that April 7? So the 14th is Recreation and Park Commission meeting, and the 21st is Historical. So
So it has
What
to
about
be
the
a Wednesday.
17th of March?
Is March not available at all?
I would have to look at the calendar.
That's
There are
St.
a lot of-
Patrick.
There are a lot of commissions, so I'd have to look at other calendars.
That's also St. Patrick's Day. I don't know if that means anything to anyone.
We'll wear kilts and drink green beer.
I could look at other dates, non-Wednesdays in,
Okay.
I'm open for non-Wednesdays. I'm not strictly.
oh, so tell me again, when is generally spring break? Or
7th to the 10th.
7th through the 10th?
I'm sorry, the 3rd through the 10th. Sorry, I'm sorry. The
3rd through the 10th. Okay, I'll put it on my list. I will, we have time to figure that out.
Yeah, I guess technically.
So then if you'll just check and you don't have, just check and give us your selection and
Give you some options and we'll go from there.
yeah.
And if I get it, and I'll text you, Marcy, just to make sure that you got it, so that we can all confirm on a date too, just to give you like double backup of like stuff if you're not receiving it.
Sounds good.
Was it in the body of the email? Was that where it was?
Mm-hmm. There are a couple questions. Oh, it was a reminder to submit your artwork selections, and then the second item was the date.
Mm.
It's fine. There will be other dates to choose from, so that's not an issue. I'll just have to. Like I said, the city has a lot of commissions, so we'll go from there. Not an issue.
Good work, everybody. I'm so glad we got all of the work done.
Good work, everyone.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Take
Good
care.
night.
Thank
Have a good
you.
evening.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.